To the Wonder, Terrence Malick.
Yes. His last film, do you remember this? His last film, which was The Tree of Life with Brad Pitt and Jessica Chastain and a lot of dinosaurs, was actually, do you remember it was quite controversial because some people went to see it and within like the first 20 minutes walked out and demanded their money back because they were outraged by his slow pace and his abstract style. And it's fair to say that this isn't a man who follows the traditional narrative paths. But, he's sort of a mysterious figure. He disappeared for like 20 years, didn't make any movies. And To the Wonder, it stars Ben Affleck, Olga Kurylenko, a couple of who have a holiday romance in France before heading back to the States to live there. And it's about the ups and downs of their relationship, the challenges. Javier Bardem and Rachel McAdams also appear as two of those challenges to the relationship. But if you're looking for traditional romantic fare, this isn't the place. Actually, at the preview screening I went to, I was given press notes, which is what journalists are given. Yeah. And I was reading them after the movie. And you find out things about Ben Affleck's character, how he wanted to be a writer and how there was meant to be a 5-year gap between the French scenes and the American scenes, and about the factory that he and Olga live in is supposedly got pollution from a factory. And I was just sat there thinking...
But that's not in the film.
I didn't know any of this from the film. This is great. This sounds amazing. But none of that comes across in the film. I'm all for enigmatic, but, having to read a press release afterwards to work out what the hell is going on just seems a bit like inconsiderate storytelling. So whilst it is beautiful to look at, you've got these endless shots of Olga Kurylenko dancing around in cornfields, waffling in French. What is this love that loves us? It's all very pretty and beautiful. You can have too many of those. Fewer shots of cornfields, a little bit more information
about the characters
wouldn't have gone amiss.
Okay.
So you're left with a film that undoubtedly has, intellectual rigour behind it, and I'm sure Terrence Malick, in his head, it's all perfectly clear, but he hasn't really conveyed that to us, the audience. We just sit there. Actually, I sat there thinking, a lot of this looks a bit like, at Christmas you get lots of perfume ads.
Yes.
And perfume ads these days are just incomprehensible. They're just ridiculously arty-farty.
Yeah.
It actually,
women in leather on motorbikes.
It feels like that's
shutters
Keira
going
Knightley.
open and close.
It actually feels, when she's dancing around her cornfield speaking French, it feels like a perfume ad. I don't want that.
When Brad Pitt's going to pop up.
Terrence Malick's amazing. Badlands is an amazing film. I don't want to feel like
Days
this
of
about
Heaven.
one of his films.
Incredible film.
But unfortunately now, that is what I'm feeling. So I'm glad he's making movies again. And actually, look at the Oscar list, The Master and Beasts of the Southern Wild. All these films clearly owe a debt to the style that Terrence Malick has. Incredibly influential filmmaker. But there is nothing dirty about explaining the plot. That's, Terrence, you can do that and still be great. That's not a bad thing. And the themes of the films about how people change, about how passions change and how you have to make decisions is really interesting. But unfortunately, Olga Kurylenko dancing around in cornfields isn't enough to really explore that.